If you are somebody who constantly struggles with overwhelm, like you've got way too many things going on, there's so many things you want to do, but you're so overwhelmed that you just stagger in procrastination and not knowing where to start, then I want you to pay close attention to this video because today I'm going to show you something that really changed the game for me, both as an adult with ADHDs, who is generally very disorganized. That's my status quo, and as somebody who is an entrepreneur. And when I say entrepreneur, I've been dabbling in entrepreneurship, dabbling for years now, but it's only now in the past 3 years that I've gotten my schnizzle together and actually have a full time business that I love. I'm not saying it's always easy or tickety boo, puppies and rainbows, but I love it because I'm able to maneuver the business in a direction that works with my energy, that I feel very clear about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and how much time I'm allocating to it and where I'm going. So, if all of those things sound like something that you would want to have in your life, then this video is going to be for you. I've talked about this magical thing that I do called planning and organizing my life on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. And today I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you what I do on a monthly basis to ensure that I'm set up for what I'm doing every week and ergo every day. So, this is the monthly focus. And this process can and will help you get organized, whether you have ADHD or not, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, no matter who you are. If you struggle with overwhelm and procrastination and not knowing where you're going, this deep dive is really going to help you. So, I will say in advance that the template I use is in Notion because I'm obsessed with Notion. I will leave a link to Notion below, and you can also check out my templates below this video. If you're somebody who's not an entrepreneur, I highly recommend Vision to Action. And if you are an entrepreneur, I highly recommend The Organized Business. So all those templates are below. But what I want you to do is really focus on the process because my templates might not work for you. So don't get distracted by shiny tools. It's really about the behavior and process. And then you can apply whatever tool you like and that works for your brain on top of what we're talking about today. All right. All right. So let's get into it. So the first thing I want to do is go through my April plan that I had already started and just close it out. I had put here that my one thing in April was to focus on my health because I've been having thyroid issues. I've got Hashimoto, so I had to go back to the doctor, get meds adjusted, and I've made some dietary adjustments, and that's really helped me a lot. So what I was manifesting in April was a healthy, strong, lean body, and I am happy to report I am feeling a heck of a lot better. So, how was I feeling at the beginning of April? Calm, tired, and really tight. I had a lot of muscle issues. So, now what I want to do is go through here and reflect on a few more things for April, and then we'll jump into the second part of this template. All right, I went through and answered a few more of these prompts just to remind myself about what worked last month, what didn't work, and how I grew last month in terms of important KPIs in my business. And that just really helps me keep my eye on the ball and my attention on the right things. So the second part of this template is more written stuff. So you'll see here the things that I had planned for the month going forward. This was my challenges and blind spots from the month before and some business growth questions that I asked myself. And this was my plan for the month we're just wrapping up. So improving my videos, my presence on Pinterest, improving views, and doing some Pinterest campaigns. These are the goals that I'm focused on this quarter and this year. And then based on my goals, I create projects so that I can chunk those goals down and focus on them more specifically. So these are some of the projects that I'm have in planning mode. Right now, there's nothing in progress because I just finished a couple. These are a few maybe Sundays. And then these are the projects that I completed. So I like to think in terms of goals, projects, and then tasks. And the reason I think about things that way is because of the way my brain works. So I have ADHD, which means details can be hard for me. So I can think about something I want to do, pay taxes or redecorate a room, and think of that as a task, but it's not. It's actually very much a project which has a lot of tasks in it. So my template is designed to help me think through big projects that are related to my goals and then breaking them down into tasks. So this is the project level. And then once I have my projects planned for the month, then I plan out my tasks. And this is my master task list. So no matter what your template looks like, it's helpful to think about your life in that way: goals, projects, tasks. And then I always ask myself, what would make this month absolutely amazing? And for me, that's having more income coming from Pinterest. And then any important notes about planning the month or wrapping up the month would go here. I don't really have anything I want to add. The one other thing that I do in my project that I won't share here is going through my revenue. So I have like maybe 6 or 7 different streams of revenue. So one practice I have at the end of each month, and I don't do it until the month is completed. I go into my bookkeeping software and I calculate how much money did I make from each area or bucket in my business, like YouTube AdSense versus sponsor content. So this has got my little spreadsheet in here, and I will take care of that once the month closes. So I've already started my May template, and I always start with what is the one thing that I'm focused on for the month. And for me, that's prepping for June content because I'm traveling a lot in June. So I want to make sure that I have everything done this month. And I always ask myself, is there any frictions related to that one thing? Because I want my brain to be focused on solutions, right? For me, I've got to do a little bit more keyword research so I know exactly what ideas I'm working on and what am I manifesting this month. It's just a fun little question I like to ask myself. And for that, I'm actually going on a trip tomorrow with one of my dearest friends. We're going to Cancun for 5 nights. So I'm manifesting an amazing trip with that friend. So, all of these other questions I won't answer until the end of the month. How did my mailing list grow? How did my YouTube followers grow? What was my energy like personally? What I love doing? What did I not love doing? I think those are really important questions to ask yourself every month and even every week so that you're always aware of where your energy is going and what lights you up. So now I have the opportunity to go a little bit deeper in terms of reflecting on what happened last month. And I can do this in terms of more free flow writing. I don't always fill this out, but I have the opportunity to ask myself, like, what were my blind spots? What were my challenges? What can I do to think ahead next month? And then I do the same context in terms of my business. So I'm always thinking about what worked, what didn't, what grew my business in the direction I wanted it to, and what am I celebrating this month? Because you always want to have celebrations to think about. And for me, celebration is just literally holding it in my mind like, yeah, I did that thing. Congratulations, Karen. You do actually start things and finish them. That's enough celebration. Moving on to the next thing. And I always track my top wins in a little database. So when I'm feeling down, I can go back to that database and remember it. And then again, there's the opportunity to track my revenue. So it's the same database as you saw in the previous template. So whether I update it there or update it on this page, it's going to say the same thing. And then plans for this coming month, I've already thought through what my number one thing is, but this gives me an opportunity to think about it in a little bit more detail. So I might talk about the keywords that I'm interested in using or the content plan that I want to put in place so that I can get all that content ready for June. And then I always ask myself, what can I realistically commit to in order to accomplish my goal? Because I don't know about you, but I tend to overestimate a lot in terms of what I can actually get done. So this is a gut check thing. And then once I have that clarified, I'll come down here to goals. Am I going to add any new goals for this month? No, I've got more than enough goals for the full year, but I will focus on my projects and priorities. So there's a few things that I also want to do in this month. Like I'm working on some new funnels and my course landing page. It could really use a glow up. So those are the two things that I'm going to focus on this month. And if I know that those are the two things, I'll show you what this looks like in my project page. There's a lot that I will actually plan out in terms of a single project. That helps my brain realize how much I'm committing to, right? Like when you actually have to detail out a project, it's helpful to realize, wow, I've got a lot more on my plate than I anticipated. And then from there, I'm able to plan out the tasks associated with those projects. And this is my master task database right here, right? So I will not bore you with that piece right here, but I will leave you with this one question. What would make this month absolutely amazing for you? Would it be to get a system started for yourself so that you can start planning every month in advance and actually working towards your own goals and what's most important to you? And if you do struggle with setting goals that feel purposeful and exciting and aligned for you based on who you are and how your brain thinks, then I have a goal setting template that I would love to share with you. I will link it in the description below. I will also pin a comment at the top of the comments so you can see the link directly there. If you sign up, you will get my goal setting template for free where you can work through that process and really decide what's most important to you. think about what's going to get in the way and create a plan of action that will take you forward. And that is completely free. You are welcome to it if it sounds interesting. And if you found this video helpful on how I plan my month, then you're going to love the video that I've also already done on how I plan my week for success. So I will link that here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.